I'm Eagle Gardens 1 on Instagram, and this is fucking Talking Shit with Eagle, episode 192. We have an amazing guest with us this afternoon for this special time, for this coming up 420 hour. You guys will hopefully take a puff with us. We have Mila, the Hash Queen. Thank you for joining me again.
Hello, I'm Eagle Gardens, Eagle Gardens 1.
Always something silly. I thought I had it. Sorry, Mila. How you doing?
I'm doing just fine. Yep, just token one up for 420.
So how you been? It's been what, a few months since we've gotten to spend a little bit of time with you. How you been?
I've been good, still everybody healthy around me, so that's very nice. And I'm busy making a museum. Finally, I found a place to put all that stuff that fills my house, fills everything. And now I got all these memorabilia together. And one day I'll take you on a virtual tour.
Oh, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. You know, speaking of the last time we spoke, I didn't, embarrassingly, I did not have any hash. I could not believe I was speaking with the hash queen, and I did not have any hash with me that day. But
I was hoping
today,
today,
I
yeah.
do. Oh yes,
Something nice.
yes, I have some. Oh, it's good. In fact, uh, I am actually proud enough of it, and if you'll accept it, I would like to send you some for your wall there. I would be so honored to be even considered to be upon that wall. Uh, if you
Yes,
would,
all we need is about 1/3 of a gram.
you got it. You got it. I'd be happy to send it. Actually, made it live on air. Uh, trying to teach the process to everybody, a little bit there. And it came up on air. They're like, you need to send some of that to Mila. And I'm like,
Put it up on the wall of fame.
it's intimidating. It's intimidating, but yes. But then in the end, it turned out very nice. And I was like, I think I may just send this to her if she'll accept it. So,
You will accept it.
pretty
My
proud
daughter
of it.
is,
Turned out.
Melissa is looking up how far we're doing with the wall of fame now and try and get the picture on. Let's see if that works.
How many samples are on that wall?
Now, there's about 150, 160, but coming from all over the world to remote places like from Laos, and then there's one from La Réunion. It's an island somewhere in the middle of some ocean, and it's just amazing. From Afghanistan, from all over the States, all over Europe, of course. It's getting
Hopefully,
quite.
I could be the first from Michigan.
First from Michigan, I'm not sure. Maybe.
Well,
Probably.
nonetheless, to be on
Yeah.
there.
Can't you get it?
So,
Yeah, get it, but
Why is it so far?
that's the problem. I'm trying to make it bigger. The wall has gotten too large. I'm not
so
sure
have you been able to do an?
if you can see this. Let's see. Oh, it's not going to work with. Yeah. Can you see that at all?
No. You have to
I
do
can.
closer.
I can.
No.
So tiny, Melissa.
Is that? I can't see if you can see the screen. If you can see there's a wall map, and then all the way around it, There's loads of little frames.
And they're all around the world map. Yeah. I don't know if you could see that.
Nice.
So all those
Might
little
have to come up
frames.
with a nice package.
Well, the way the first one arrived, there was a tiny little, it was like a card they'd made that you could just slot into a tiny picture frame. And some of them even arrived in frames. And collecting frames has been an ongoing part of it because there's some very nice little frames, yes. If you have a cool one.
And they should all be
So,
kind of.
Is there still a possibility of you coming to the States sometime soon? Yeah, things let up.
Yeah, I know that Kirk asked me to come and have a dabadoo on New Year's Eve in Oklahoma, but I don't think I'm quite ready for that yet. The thought of getting in a plane full of people is something I don't want to be doing anytime soon.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I just
I'm
remember the
I'm,
last time I talked to
17
you
years.
that it was something. It was a possibility, and of course, if there's a chance to meet you, I would love the firsthand to get a chance. That's all. Uh, but I can definitely understand not wanting to travel. That's for sure. At least
I'm
at
in
a point.
the risk age group of 75, so I don't want to take too many chances. There's a new underwear for gloves.
Blew right past 420, and I forgot to say cheers. I didn't even have my canvas ready yet.
Making a
So,
split.
you still how many cannabis cigarettes are you down to? I know you've ever been trying to slim down. Has the number gone down any since the last time I've seen you?
Oh, for the tobacco. I don't know. It's at about 1.4 grams a day now. Maybe then I was a bit lower for a while. And now I went up a little bit, but it's still less than 1.5 cigarette for the whole day. So
That's better.
That's good. That's
yeah,
good.
gives you some color also.
So let's talk a little bit of hash there, if you want to. Uh, can you tell me what the ideal material? Can you tell me like is it? Can you walk me through if you were gonna make some today? What the materials and stuff would look, what you'd like to see, and all that good stuff in your process.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm very
I haven't
curious
got
to
the
learn a little bit from the master.
I haven't been in the opportunity to make any hash for quite a while now because, yeah, I don't know. I'm just in the shop and I don't have many friends anymore that are growing, and I don't have a location to grow. So then, if you don't grow or have material, you can't really make hash. But I've made enough, and what I like actually is the best made with the ice water method. The end result I prefer. Prefer to the dry sift, prefer to any of those PHOs and things. I don't like that. And I find rosin too sticky to put in my joint because I smoke joints. I don't really dab. So I like the way just to put the plant material in the washing machine full of ice and water and wash it. And in the washing machine, it'll wash off the crystals. It was designed to clean things up. So as far as the washing machine is concerned, all those crystals are the dirt. collect them in, they come in runoff water, and you can catch them in some screen bags. I like the biggest crystals better. And they relatively contain more oil, which is where all the cannabinoids and everything is. So I like big crystals. I like if it's washed cleanly. The best thing to look at through a microscope is something that resembles caviar. You just see little balls. You don't see any hairs, any leaf material, nada. That's what I prefer. But
So, as a starting material, did you prefer like dry material? When you were washing a lot of material, was fresh froze a thing back then, or was it were you
I've
guys
done it with
still
fresh frozen.
making it from a dry material?
I've done it from fresh frozen, but I think then it gets harvested a bit too early, really, because all the crystals are still white transparent, and I always used to wait till about 10% started going golden. Anyway, I think all these things is just a matter of personal choice, you know. One likes it this way. Well,
Oh,
who's
I
to
agree.
say what is better or not?
Well, the hash queen.
For me, that's the
Hash
best. Yeah,
queen.
yeah, yeah, yeah. For me, that's the best. But you know, I can fully understand some people just prefer weed, or maybe love their rosin or their sauce and all those things.
I can tell you right now, you are most definitely a lady after my own heart because that's the way I make hash. I put it in joint after joint. I have smoked hash in every joint since I washed a few
Yeah,
weeks ago. And everybody's telling me, "Oh, you need to press it into rosin. You need to." I'm like, I enjoy it just like this, a nice
yeah,
slow burning cannabis cigarette with a nice full bodied smoke, and
yeah, yeah,
it's just a pleasant buzz. It's just a pleasant high to it, and I figure why change it if this is what I like.
yeah.
I get more. Why do I want less? That's the one I don't understand. Why do I want to press it into less when I'm perfectly happy with the product I've already got?
Yeah, no, no, that's definitely me too. I prefer it best like that. And I've also had what they do in the Himalayas when they rub it, and then it also gets quite nice. They rub the buds with their hands and then just take off the rosin basically. But that turns into a nice consistency and has a great taste, but that depends on the genetics they have up there, of course. And that's good. Yeah. But when I make it myself, I like best to use a little washing machine and wash the material.
I also kind of agree with you a little on the aspect of letting it amber a little bit. I'm almost a little bit heavier on the amber there, just because I like to see my buds swell. I want to see to get the most out of my flower. I want to take it to its final ripening stage, and I just don't get that at you know anything less than 10%. I'm not there, and I'm never happy with it.
Yeah.
But I've got a question for you on that aspect too. Is if you know, do you really think in the end, since we're drying it anyway, and it's kind of passing on to the next stage, does it really matter? I mean, is it how far you let it go in far as the quality of hash? Do you think it's a little? Do you
Well,
think the effects can actually sway that much from?
I think when you're making it fresh frozen, then you're smoking it quite soon after it has been harvested. and you'll get a shot of high. It'll go zooming up, but it won't last. And when it's a little bit older and some of the crystals have gone golden, your high will stay much longer. It might not give this big peak. It's a bit more mellow, maybe. Yeah, I start.
So I'm also. I'm sorry, Mila. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, please.
That was okay.
The Zoom delay seems to be a little bad today. The lag. So I'm also curious to know your thoughts on the process of curing hash for long term. Do you think it? How? What's your thoughts on how the taste and buzz can change through time?
Yes, an interesting thing when I was just starting to grow in Amsterdam, one time I had a visit from an Afghani friend of mine, and I showed him my indoor grow, and he was very impressed because, of course, yeah, the buds were fat and looked great, and he was used to growing in Afghanistan where there's no rain and it's pretty much a desert. And then I told him I was going to chop them down the next day, and he was like, "What? Why on earth?" I said, "Well, people like to smoke weed here, and that's when we harvest it and dry it for the people to make weed." And I say we make hash from kind of the trim and the little buds. But then I asked him, I said, "You guys, you grow only to make hash because they never smoke weed." So I said, "When do you harvest it?" And he said 2 weeks later. So I presume then quite a lot of the crystals have gone golden colored. And I think the CBD might have increased somewhat. Um, but that's also a thing. In the West, all these seed breeders were so busy, like 5, 10 years ago, to breed away all the CBD as much as possible and just focus on getting a very high THC count. And I think that is maybe too one-sided. Like, I don't know where you live over here. There used to be plenty of young people that would get psychological problems from smoking the weed. And maybe it was because there was no CBD hardly left in it. Because when I lived in Asia, Nepal, or anywhere there, you don't see the young kids when they smoke getting into any problems at all. It's, yeah. So I wonder if that's too much THC. Anyway, when this Afghan guy said that he let it mature for 2 more weeks on the plant, I presume that is the beginning of that process, and that there will be a higher CBD. And I guess their hash is really what you call that? Well, it makes you stoned rather than it makes you flying high. You need a sativa for that. And the old Afghani is very much indica, as far as I experienced. Yeah. I like the sativa, but sometimes the sativa plant doesn't give much, and sometimes it's difficult to turn it into hash, and the crystals just want to stay separated. Bit of, yeah.
I find that too. And so, with that being said, is when you were making a bit there, did you do like a pre-test to decide maybe if it would be better suited for dry sift or if it better suited for wash?
I always say the dry sift is typically for people who like the aroma and the taste a lot in their product, then the dry sift is perfect. And I think when you have it in the ice water, maybe some of the terpenes get washed off, so there's much less aroma and taste, but it's stronger. So I don't know. I like that. For me, having a taste isn't the most important thing when I smoke.
That's one of the things I was so proud of this last batch I ran that I would like to pass on, put on the wall there, is it was beautifully terpy. I mean, it actually had the scent of like banana to it. I mean, the
That is
material that I washed was definitely heavy and like a banana terp, but the other material was like a lemon pine with it. So it's kind of got this like fuely banana terp
yeah,
to it when you know crack it open a little bit, but it's really nice, really nice, very worthy, in my opinion, to send over. So yeah, I'm I've got it. Well, where did I set it? I set it right here somewhere. Oh my luck, got it right. Oh, right here, right here. It's set to. I get a good shot. It's always tough
today
to
I
get a
had
good
a
shot.
Moroccan guy come in my shop, and I'm going to ask you for some advice, or maybe somebody over there knows what I could have asked him. He was asking me how he could make dark hash go lighter. Oh, that looks good. Oh, very nice. That looks great. Enjoy. Do you have any idea how you could make dark hash go lighter? I said I didn't know.
Do I? I
Yeah,
more the quicker process, drying process. The freeze dryer does a nice job of keeping it more of a blonde color, and
it seems he just
uh,
receives the pollen. He has no say over how it is processed to get there.
other than that, I would have to say the material would have to be like almost premature.
Yeah,
Still clear
yeah.
when it's processed.
I told him
I
if
actually
it gets
seen
so
some.
dark, it's got leaf material in there. It wasn't separated properly.
I actually seen some the other day. I bought some and wasn't very impressed with it. To be honest with you, I found myself in because I didn't have no hash yet. Oh, I'm so glad I finally made that wash. Boom
Yeah,
Farms finally kicked me in the butt to do that wash. But I was in there trying to buy some concentrates, and they talked me into. They showed me a nice sample of some heads, and it was completely white. The strain was called White Boy Rick, and it was really good on the nose. It was smelled great, and but it when I went to smoke it, it wasn't that great, man. I almost wondered if it had been like a powdery mildew bud that had been somehow cleaned with and then washed or something because it was just too white, and I don't know. I was very surprised to get that from a dispensary, but I was very let down. It was beautiful, but it wasn't very heady, or I mean, I barely got a buzz from it. So, or
maybe it was
medicated, I
hemp.
should say. I was barely medicated. I
Maybe it
never
was hemp.
considered that. It's they claimed it was like over 90% THC though, so uh, unless there could have been still a sleight of hand there, who knows?
I think in China you can buy. They make it synthetic THC, and that comes as a white powder. I don't know if I don't think I've come across it, but I've heard about it, and people were complaining.
Oh, did we lose the sound?
I've never seen it myself. I have to wonder why you'd go that route.
Yeah, Yeah. So maybe this white stuff that you got that was so 90%, maybe that was that. And I think also from only THC, you maybe don't get a very pleasant high or whatever, because it takes a lot of different cannabinoids. You know, there's like 50 different cannabinoids in that tiny crystal, and only one of them is THC. So I think it's maybe also more the combination that makes the effect come on more. But I'm not a chemist. I don't really know all the technical ins and outs.
Oh, I agree with you there. Yeah. I also kind of agree that I think that the body, as you take it in edible forms, your brain processes it, sends it in different directions. Either it's going to go kind of through your liver and you're going to feel it as a buzz, if you will, or it goes processed and sent right to your pain or medical problem if need be. But it's
Yeah,
weird how one handles it. But I believe you're right though on the high THC thing, because I've noticed that here in the states, younger people that dab a lot seem to have a lot more anxiety, and I contribute that right there with you. I always contribute to the dabs themselves, but I've really never considered the fact of it being so lack in CBD uh, as the other reason for it. But I do
because when
definitely
it just,
contribute to high CB or THC levels too.
I
Sorry.
think naturally where it grows naturally, there's always like a 3, maybe 4% CBD in there, you know, and I think that balances it out. And people would just
So
focus on getting the THC as high as possible when they were breeding. But maybe that's not the only thing that's important in this plant.
that's the. I agree. I believe it's got to be like a whole plant thing, a
Yeah,
whole plant medicine there. I
yeah,
think once we start singling it out, cannabinoids out, is where we start to sway from the goodness of the plant. Uh, and it honestly needs that whole entourage effect because it's just not the THC or the CBD. It has a lot to do with the terpenes as well, and
but there's a lot of
esters.
other
That
things.
smell that comes off the yeah, exactly.
I think where before they were doing so much on the THC, these people were more pheno hunting and looking for all the different terpenes and putting that back in now. I think this is very interesting, and I think this is more the way it's going. I don't
Yeah,
think
but you don't want to have to put the terpenes on separately.
no, people who are hunting for different plants that have
Uh,
more different strains, different smells, different, they're finding them at source where they are more fruity or more piney or my 2 cents worth. No, we lost the sound again.
That was me. My
Ah,
mic.
there.
I mic'd off. Sorry. So, I know you're opposed to like BHO and stuff, but do you enjoy any rosin at all? I know some of that can be twisted up into a nice worm and thrown into a joint. So, do you enjoy some rosin?
I much prefer the rosin, but it's so damn sticky to get it in a joint. It doesn't crumble like the hash.
She normally wipes it on the paper.
Yeah.
It's way too sticky to
As
roll
long
a
as you can get it on there.
snake of it here. So yes, she
So,
will smoke.
do you have a nail over there? I mean, do you dab at all?
I do have a dab rig, but
Or do
usually
you
when
prefer
there's
just
other people
joints?
and then they want to dab, so then okay, maybe I'll take a dab with them. But for me, it's also like smoking a whole spliff in one toke, you know. And I know in the beginning we didn't know so much about it and probably smoked it when it's too hot, and I'd cough my lungs out, and then I really didn't like that. It was just too harsh on my poor old lungs. So, but now I realize that you don't have to heat it up so damn hot. That's better. I just don't know. I'm just used to smoking little joints, and I've been doing that since '65. So that's for a hell of a long time. Maybe difficult for old dogs to learn new tricks. Well, we'll learn them, but maybe they'll never be as much part of us as that joint is.
Well, there's something to be said about the joint too. Well, there's arguments both ways. I can see the
And no doubt,
convenience of the quick dab, but I like the time of sitting back and reflecting too. I mean, them good days where you take a puff and you just kind of like looking at it, gathering your thoughts, looking around. Why rush? Some days
yeah,
it's just why rush? You
yeah.
know.
And I was going to say, it's for sure also that tiny bit of tobacco that I still put in there. That's probably also my body calling out for it.
It definitely just changed the flavor profile to a little bit there.
Yeah.
So, do you think it's ultimately did you start the habit because maybe it was a less quality of a hash and you just kind of needed the tobacco to keep it rolling? Was that a possibility back in the day when you first started using the tobacco with the hash?
Well, when I started smoking in Amsterdam in '65, there was only hash. There was no weed here at that time. Then a few years later, I went to India. I went through Afghanistan, Pakistan, Nepal, Kashmir. All those places, people smoke hash. Then 20 years later, in '88, when I came back to Holland again, it was filled with coffee shops selling weed. It was the first time in my life I really came across weed for smoking. But I must say, after 20 years of smoking hash, the weed didn't do it for me. And then at that time, they were selling rotten hash in the coffee shops, which I also didn't like. I was very spoiled in Asia with good Afghan and Kashmiri and Nepali and bring him helemaal uit mijn verhaal. Well, she interrupted me now.
I was trying to bring her back on track to why she puts the tobacco in, because everybody smoked it with tobacco in to start off with. There was no pure pipes or people smoking like that.
Yeah, that's true. In the '60s in Holland, people would smoke hash joints. And everywhere along the road, people, well, in Afghanistan, they would smoke hubbly bubbly. In India, they would smoke chillums. But apart from that, everybody smoked joints with hash. So that just became my way. Anyway, I came back and I started growing weed because I had 4 kids to support. And then, of course, having seen and learned and sometimes helped making the hash in all those Asian countries, I knew how to make it. So, growing weed at that time, I had the material to make my own. And that's when I started making my own hash just over a flat screen. And it would take hours to get enough to roll a couple of joints. And then I found that the tumbler with the clothes in it did exactly what I was doing by hand. So that eventually became the pollinator. It's a drum that turns slowly with a screen around it, and the dried material inside kind of waffles around, and the crystals get knocked off when they bump into each other and they fall out the bottom. So I basically invented that machine so I could make my own hash. But then later we started selling the machines, and we still do. In fact, a couple of weeks ago, we sent a whole container of pollinators and bubbleators and isolators to California. So that's good.
The first container.
Yeah, the first container. That's a lot of machines in there. And now I think also
That's
people
pretty
are
awesome.
liking
Pretty
the
awesome.
machines a lot since they.
So I'm curious to know.
What? What was that?
I didn't mean to interrupt you, Mila.
No, he didn't. You were going to say something and then you stopped.
Under Dickens.
Oh, I was. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Mila. You were saying something and I rudely interrupted you. I was going to ask you your thoughts on processing dry material. Do you think that it should be like cured before you should try to sift, or I mean, what? How would you like to see the material stored before dry sifting?
Um,
How long?
I think you can separate it when it's dry and then store it. So that's the better way to go about it. That's what the Afghan people do. When early winter, they sift all the material and then collect the crystals and store it in big clay jars and keep it till they want to smoke it. And then they press it up. As far as curing goes, well, that's also not
Why clay
sufficient.
jars? Just because it wicks the moisture away?
They were not glazed, they were just clay jars. So basically, the material could still breathe. And then they would press it up when they were ready to smoke it, but they would keep it as crystals. But the thing is also during that time, again, it's the CBD that can get a larger percentage of CBD in there. I don't know if I would keep my dry sift or even the isolated stuff for like 3 months and smoke it then, it would taste like Afghani hash. And I would realize that what I'd been washing and smoking that same week or the next week, that it still tasted a lot like weed in comparison. If you keep it, it gets a richer flavor. It's like curing wine. You know, they also keep it. And it increases the particular flavors. And they say it's the better hash. I don't know. I'm lazy. I never managed to keep it for 3 months, whatever I made. So I would just smoke it.
I did occasionally. Keep in mind that when she designed the machine,
I like you more and more.
when she first designed the machine, it was like she says, it was to make her own hash. And what's being used is the waste material. It's not all of the crop. She was growing grass for sale. So you don't have as much. It's really just for personal. It changes the thing. And you don't have enough to save it.
Seriously, a lady. Seriously, a lady after my own heart. We were having this discussion just last week, and I made a nice pinch there on air. I watched for 12 hours, 12 hours almost live on air in a 20-gallon machine, and
Wow.
it was a good run. But we were talking, the whole conversation of curing came up, and when I was asked if I cured my hash, I said the exact same thing that you just said. I'm like, curing? Who's got time for curing? I'm gonna be
Smoking.
smoking this shit till it's gone. Who's got time for curing? This stuff will be gone long before I got nothing but respect for you guys that got willpower to put that stuff up for years, but it ain't this guy. I'm gonna smoke until it's gone, and then I'm gonna make some more.
Well, technically, if you
It's
had
too
enough
good to say.
material, sorry, technically, if you had enough material, then you could make enough that you could keep just a little bit of each one every time. And then when you go back after a year, oh boy.
Yeah, people have that. Some people keep and
They
have
say
little
it's good.
stashes of hash from years ago. Man, that ain't me.
Ooh, that would be a neat little uh, thing to try there, Mila. Is you got samples that came in for the wall there. It would be neat to if you could just take a little bit off and like sample it and like keep it like a little journal if you would. You know what I'm saying? Well, take a little note and see how it tasted, and then sometime in time as it sits on the wall, go back and break off another little piece and maybe go back to the journal and note how it's changed or taste in
Yeah.
its current state as it's cured up a little bit. I think that would be
Wait,
neat.
I've got to go. 1 minute. I've got to get
To
my
note the travel.
rolling papers. Oh, I found them.
Yeah, but the samples here are posted in a little picture frame just sitting out in the room. You know, they're behind plexiglass, but they're not kept at any temperature, or it's not like how you would store your little piece that you're gonna savor in a few years' time. This is
You should probably keep it in the fridge if you do that.
so they've not been nicely cured. They've been nicely drying out or whatever, you know, what's stuck on the wall.
True that.
We're having a meltdown on rolling
Yeah, I
papers, all
didn't think
two
that
together.
it.
Maybe it is just one after.
So, do you ever have a special little pipe that you just sample certain hashes out of, or is it all always a cannabis cigarette?
No, I don't really use the pipe very often. I don't know. I'm just old school. It's the way I like it, and that's
So,
how
out
it's
of all the places that you've been in,
what? All the places.
I was gonna say all the places you've been in, all the hashes that you've tried. What are some of your favorite regions for hash? Where have some of the better samples that you've had came from?
I've had some fantastic samples in California when I was there, when we were making a bunch of this fresh frozen, which I'd never done before. So that was quite amazing. And had some great sauces and rosins and even hashes over there. But I can't say really that I've been getting short anywhere. If I go to South America, whichever country I go, people will have some hash waiting for me. And yeah, it might be different and the taste might be different. Maybe they made it a different way. But I don't know. So long as it's made from nice plants, I'm happy. And some is exceptional and some isn't so great. I was in Argentina one time and we had to smoke Paraguay brick. Well, that wasn't any good. It was supposed to be a hash, but it was horrible. It just gave you a headache. But I'm quite happy, content with whatever's going and enjoy most of it.
Still got a soft spot for the Afghani though.
Still have a soft spot for the Afghani, like some Indian mountain hash when I can get it, but that's rare to come by over here. And yeah, quite content with what's happening on the hash scene, and I enjoy most of it, I must say. People always ask me, where did you have the best hash? And I always say, well, actually, this joint that I'm holding right now is the best hash, because all the others are in the past or in the future, but this is the one that's happening now. So it's the best, it must be.
I do too. It's crazy how they constantly.
Oh, you've frozen up.
Yeah, your sound is gone.
Zoom lag.
Hello?
It's amazing how they're trying, like, constantly trying to innovate the process. Did I, is my sound gone again?
No, we got you back.
It's bad today.
Yeah, sometimes
Can
the
you hear me?
sound seems to go.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, now you're
Can you hear
okay.
me? Hello?
Yes, hello? Can you hear us?
Oh man, Mila.
Yes, hello.
Oh, okay, good.
I'm here.
Uh, it's been really. It's been. I can. I can. It's been really bad the last few days.
Well, it has a lot of breaks in it the whole time, also. And then sometimes it just falls away.
I wonder how exactly. It's hard to gauge how what the time delay is.
I guess there is a time delay.
Yeah. But you're kind of left guessing because you
Yeah,
can't see it.
yeah. It's been a little tough today, and you've been a heck of a sport about it too. I'd like to point that out as well. So many people using this Zoom thing these days, and especially probably this time of day. It's
Uh,
probably high in demand with schools and whatnot using it. So
maybe that's it also. I always thought they could handle limitless, but I guess there is limits.
oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. Like I said, everybody seems to be using it. The chords. Anytime you have to make an appearance, and they anymore, they almost would rather you stay home and Zoom it.
Really? Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, we were in the
Yeah,
chat.
most of the kids that are going to school are either using the Zoom at home, or it's at least half their day now. They go, partial of the day, and then they Zoom the other half of the day at home, or they're even Zooming in class now, uh, and it's really weird. You know, they got to keep their distances, and it's a whole new age for a child going to school these days. And like I said, you got everybody else using it for work, and which makes it a little easier to use because now everybody's more friendly to Zoom.
I don't really get to need to learn handwriting anymore. I know my granddaughter, she has no idea. She just learns how to work on the computer.
And when she writes, it's in block print. You know, it's separate capital letters. And for her, it's like we've got our secret language. It's pretty cool. She can't read when we're writing connected. But it's interesting. About a month ago, we were in a Zoom chat with somebody who mentioned that when this all started up at the beginning of this corona madness we've got going on,
I've
she
never
started
even
using the
considered
Zoom.
that because they've stopped
Sorry, she'd started using the Zoom and had bought shares in it. And I was thinking, wow, they must have skyrocketed since the beginning of the corona. That now all this use is new. As far as I know, this wasn't going on a year ago. Zoom is a new app.
Yes, what is
Well, prendre the temps, so hot. If they're even running courts with it, not just schools, but
they run everything with it.
it's crazy.
Oh yeah, she bought stock. She's gonna do well.
Yeah,
She'll do
outrageous.
well.
But I think also Corona seems to have taught a lot of
Yeah,
businessmen that they can do everything by Zoom. They don't have to fly
I never
around.
even considered the fact of kids not being able to read cursive writing. They've stopped teaching it here in the states too. It's all, yeah, you know, it's weird. I never considered the fact that it might be that foreign to them.
But at least you know one secret language now.
Cursive writing.
I miss it myself. I mean, I've been lucky enough to go to 3 events this year, smaller cannabis events, but much needed. You know, I just things are nice to be able to do from home to a point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boy, I thought it was just my bad writing before, but I guess it could be the point that they just can't read cursive on
Now
top of my terrible
they don't
cursive
learn
writing.
it.
There's times I can't even read my own handwriting, to be quite honest with you.
I still
So,
write
is
by
there
hand.
anything special coming up for you guys? Are you guys able to travel and do anything over there? Have any kind of events?
People are traveling, but in Europe, just one country after another becomes orange and red, and then you're stuck out there. You go to quarantine wherever you are on holiday, or when you come back again. So I don't know. I'm just not going anywhere yet. We went inside the country. We went to one of the islands for a week. That was nice with all the kids and my grandkids. That was really fun. But for the rest, I don't know.
I mean, most of the events here are being done virtually.
Yeah, just one event after the other. And now the pubs, they all have to close again at 10 because the corona is increasing. So Now we got to start wearing masks in the supermarket, which we never used to have to. But yeah, it's weird times. What kind of restrictions do you have over there, or not really?
Well, we're same as everybody else. Still having to wear a mask when we're out in public, and not supposed to be in groups bigger than 10 and stuff like that. But
6 feet
it's some
apart.
states are actually just like boycotting it. Yeah, it's really starting to hurt the economy, in a lot of ways. And a few states are saying they can't do it. They've got to go back to the normalcy, somewhat. Understandable.
Yeah, Amsterdam
So,
itself
not
is a
good news to hear that
hot
it's
spot.
on the rise where you are.
Well, Amsterdam itself is a hot spot right now. So they've been telling tourists to
Did you
come
guys take
later.
on?
What the fuck?
Hand opsteken.
Yeah, I don't. The Zoom, the Zoom has been terrible. A little bit back and forth. I was just asking you if if you were traveling there, if you had to came back, you had to account for everywhere you go, and are you quarantined after you travel?
If I'd be coming back from the States next week, I probably would have to quarantine. But then Holland, Amsterdam itself is a red zone city. So if I come from Amsterdam, they'd probably want me to quarantine in the States as well.
But so far, most of the people I've heard traveling aren't having to quarantine either end. There was only a few cases of people I know who actually had to stay inside for 10 days. My son just went to Austria and he didn't have to quarantine.
Maybe when you arrive at airports. But as far as I know, Americans aren't even allowed over here yet.
Yeah, I don't know how out of the country travel is working here. I've never left the country myself, so I don't even know where to begin to how the process is to get out of here. To be honest with you, if I, you know,
Well, you have a very big country, so you can just about find any kind of climate in the world inside your country. But our country, Holland, is very small. In a car, it takes about 2.5 hours to drive from the east to the west, maybe 3.5 hours from the north to the south. And then you're out of the country. So, yeah, maybe you're going to travel more quickly to other countries just because your own country is so damn small.
It's smaller than any, I can't think of many states that are that size.
but yeah, but it'd be nice to get out and see some of the world. There's so much nice heritage and other things to see throughout the world. Hate to be able to just be stuck here for the rest of my life.
Yeah, but I
I'd like
like,
to get out and see some of the things like you've been able to see.
yeah, but I like in America the
See
space you
some of
guys
the
have.
Swiss Alps.
Yeah. But you have so much space in your country. You know, you can drive hours to get from one town to the next. And here you're already in the next town 30 minutes later. We're one of the most densely populated countries. So you can't really get away. There's no huge stretches of nature and woods, and we don't have mountains. Our highest hill is about 400 feet maybe. So you got to travel if you want to see anything else. And you can just go around your country and go north and east and south and discover different landscapes and people all over. And you don't have the problem they don't speak your language. When you're over here and you want to go to France, don't think there's anyone going to speak Dutch. And English is pretty universal, but not in France and in Spain. Very few people speak English. So unless you happen to speak Spanish, yeah, you're kind of in hand in sign language. Yeah.
So that brings me to so do you speak obviously you speak Dutch. How different is it than English? Uh I was actually, as you were talking about the language differences there, I was when I asked for the soundbite later, could you actually do it in Dutch?
Ik kan best wel Nederlands tegen je praten, maar dan versta je het niet zo goed. I said I can talk Dutch to you, but you just won't understand me so well.
That just makes me work for it. It's just a reason to go study, open my mind up, and do a little bit of studying.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a bad thing.
Well, you're probably better off learning French or Spanish. Spanish is probably your best option. You'll run into more people all over. I mean, people that speak Dutch only speak it in that one tiny little country, nowhere else. Yeah, I could think about it.
Nice. So, out of all your travels there, what would be some of your flight? I mean, I've asked what your favorite region of hash is, but as far as just geography, what has been your favorite place to visit? What has been the most beautiful place you've seen?
Well, recently I've been traveling to South America quite a bit, and I love Costa Rica. Well, I like it in everywhere there. I like it in Colombia, and I didn't get to see much of Peru, but Mexico is great. Yeah, I don't know. And in America also, you find some beautiful places and some places that aren't so great. But you have plenty of beautiful places right there in Northern California. I've never been to Idaho. I'd have to come and check it out.
I'm starting to suspect this might be a family trait. I don't think we do favorites. There's something incredible and something beautiful and something unique about everywhere that we've lived. I'm trying to think back, and I can't say, oh, but that was the best, because, remember the other one?
Hello?
I can understand that. I'm here. This Zoom's lagging terribly. I can hear you. It just you seem to be lagging a little bit on my end.
Yeah, you're mostly just frozen your picture, And then in the end, I start talking, often at the same moment when you start talking.
Sorry about that. Very much.
We
No,
just have to figure out a hand
So
signal
when you're
system.
traveling,
you're gone.
when you're looking at the screen, can you see my when I mic? Can you tell when I mic on and off? You should be able to see like a slash there.
No, but we can hear it.
And it goes off quite often.
Uh,
I don't know whether that's intentional or whether.
so
It says that your network bandwidth is
I
low.
do off.
Yeah, your network bandwidth is
It
low.
probably is. It probably is.
Yeah.
Always through the
And maybe because there's too
always
many
during
other.
the amazing episodes, the people like yourself.
Yeah, we've had some
It
nice.
lags like this every time.
It doesn't usually go like this. I think maybe you're right that at this hour and where you live, there's just too many people using it. I don't know. Because normally it doesn't do this, but you're again frozen.
Maybe that's just because that's when we're.
Yeah.
Let's see. We'll have to pick a different time slot next time. Maybe
Yeah, I
the-
agree that it probably is just a bad day.
Yeah, maybe we'll do it again in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Try again. Yeah, because now again.
That would be awesome. Yeah, I think we should do that because I don't want to necessarily waste your time. And the lag has been terrible today, and I don't like to. I have so much respect for you. I don't like to step on your feet when you're speaking. I prefer to just listen to everything you got to say. So I wouldn't mind rescheduling if you would.
Okay, let's do that then. And then maybe it'll flow a bit easier.
Because now
That'd
again,
be awesome. You're an amazing person. You're
It's
an
very
amazing
nice talking
person, and
to
I
you.
enjoy speaking with you so much. And I hate it.
Yeah, you're in the middle of the sentence,
no.
you just fall away again. I don't know. It's something really shit happening with this Zoom.
we're not staggering our talking enough. I think you've just started and we hear your first sentence and then our last message hits you and you stop to listen to it. That's what it sounds like.
I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
Now for a
Just then,
while,
when you guys were,
we have to put up our hand if we want to speak or something.
I
But then
might
you're
just do
frozen.
that.
We can't see your picture.
Yeah.
So if you put your hand up, that wouldn't work.
No, because you're frozen in one position.
But you can put your hand up and
Oh
say,
no.
Can you see I wave at you?
Yeah, it's all on my end. For apparently, it's all on my end. I seem to be the bad one here. So, um, yeah,
You're
I'm
just.
just gonna.
I'm gonna say love you lots and let's try again next time.
Yes, please. Thank you for being so nice about it all and being a sport and toughing through it. And trust me, it has been a tough one for you to sit through. And you've been so nice about it. And such a great lady. I love spending some time with you and smoking some quality hash. And I look forward to rescheduling with you sometime soon.
And I
Uh,
hope that it goes
Thank
better.
you and your wonderful daughter for making this make this happen. If you could slide around and maybe say goodbye with us. I mean, when I mentioned the other day that you guys were coming on, they specifically asked if it was going to be a team effort, and so especially Green 13. So he specifically asked. There you go. Uh, there's we have the team together and present.
Yes.
So thank you guys so much for bearing through this tough delay, and I look forward to scheduling again with you soon.
Yes. Okay. Love you lots. It was very nice to talk to you.
And try and hang on to a little bit of your stash so you can have a joint with us next time.
Love you. Oh yeah, I most certainly will. And please give me an address where I can send that sample, and I'll get that off to you. So hopefully you can have it next time we speak.
I see you on Instagram.
Okay, yeah, over Instagram. I'll send you. It's just a shop address. It should be there. I'll give it to you.
Great. I'd love to get that off.
Okay, and you'll come up on the wall.
I'll make sure I post it so
That
you've
would
got
be
proof
amazing.
that it made it.
Okay. Love you lots.
That's funny because you post that I'm gonna have to take a picture of your post and put that in a frame and put that on my wall. Here's a picture of a wall.
Oh no, now it's,
That'd be for real.
yeah, but then it gets really complicated because then of course you have to save a little bit of the bit that you sent so that you can keep it with the picture of it on the wall. How is that for getting complicated?
You have some of the original piece still.
Yeah, I didn't even. Yeah, that got deep. But you're right. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I have to get on that.
Okay.
So let's
Thank
not
you guys
take
so much. I have love speaking
You're
with
gone
you
again.
guys, and yeah.
Okay. Love you. Talk to you next time.
So, all right, I was actually gonna go without the sound bite, but they want the sound bite. Can you guys please give me the sound bite?
Yeah, but translating it into Dutch is going to be a little bit tricky. Just because we don't use the same swear words in the same way. Hmm.
If you'd like to just do it in English, you
Okay,
can
I
just
got
do it
it.
in
I
English.
got it.
Makes it easier.
I got it. Zitten ouwe hoeren met de adelaar. Ja?
Ja. Ouwe hoeren met de adelaar.
Okay, I think maybe we should do it in English. You'll get the sound bite better. So you're gonna have to say go or something.
I'll post them both. There may be some Dutch out there. Go ahead and go. I'm ready.
Okay, he's ready. You can say it in English, you remember?
No, I don't think so.
I'm saying here.
Oh, I'm sitting here with Eagle talking shit.
No,
No?
no. I've been telling her all day she should copy me and say it, and she
What?
refuses.
You don't say it, you only say half of it. Okay. Fucking talking shit with Eagle right here and having a good time. Okay. Ciao, ciao. Mwah. Love you.
She got it right. What can I say?
Of ouwe hoeren met de adelaar. Yes.
That's awesome. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. I always,
Okay.
you guys always make it fun. You guys always make it fun.
Well, if you can't laugh, what are you going to do?
Thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful day, and we will make this happen soon.
Man, it's nearly midnight here.
Right. I agree. Laughter's the best medicine, for sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, then get some rest.
We got some serious lag. I think that was about 30, maybe 40 seconds.
Next time we'll go earlier in the
Okay.
day for you.
Okay.
So this is Mila Hash Queen checking out after
That's
talking
about what I got too.
with Eagle. Ah, that's how I do it.
He was talking.
Okay, so it was talking shit with Eagle. I've done it so many times. See you soon.
Perfect. Thank you guys.
Okay. I'm going to make some tea.
Good night. Tea and ginger biscuits it is.
See you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, what a nice lady. Thank you guys for toughing through that very bad sound delay there. But both you guys and her are troopers. Thank you guys for hanging out. Sorry for the shitty internet, but we'll be back later. I'll be back for the rabbit hole after Smiley and Leighton Morrison. Excuse me, I got terrible cotton mouth too. Thank you guys for tuning in. What's up, Johnny Bell? Bob Groves, ready to hit that high fire. Srate, Smoking Grove, Ivan, Hood Boy, Modern Genetics, Jack Greenstock, Fresno Nerds, Green Puffin Man, Smoking Grove, American One, Sun Grown 707, Perfectly Imperfected. You guys are pretty awesome. Ready to hit that hot fire. Voodoo Ultras, man, got tons of them today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to check us out at 11 for the Organics Takeover with Smiley's Gardens, episode 3 with Leighton Morrison. And then I will be picking things up with the Rabbit Hole. And hopefully you guys will tune in for all that. Please get your trays full and get ready for later. Please have a wonderful afternoon, and I'm going to get some stuff done, and I'll see you later. Peace. Love you guys. Have a great day.